Hey guys, I didn't rehearse this at all, so please forgive me if it's choppy and I stumble over my words, but I just wanted to speak for a few minutes on the new year and just kind of go back to basics for my own health and my own practice. And what I mean by basics, well first let me give you some understanding of what my mindset was. I have a lot of people who I've done workshops for and they've never came into my office and never come into my office and consulted with me. They don't really know what I do. And then the other half of you guys probably, know my middle name and how old my baby is. And so I want this to be appeal to both audiences, but really it's more just me speaking off the cuff about what's on my mind, on my heart for this new year. And today is January 31st, so I still got this thing in by the deadline. Hopefully you'll open this up before midnight. If not, then forgive me, just pretend it was yesterday. So the basics, what I mean by basics is the tangible things that we have control over in our lives, like what we eat, who we hang out with, sometimes where we work. I think we consider that more of an obligation, something we have to do, but sometimes it is time for a new gig. What else? How we move our body, whether we exercise or don't exercise, those kind of things, whether we take supplements or don't take supplements. And I get questions all the time. In fact, I got a great question today. It was kind of funny, made me laugh, but it was a good question. The email was very simple. I like pork. Is pork toxic? And that was the question. I kind of laughed because what's the answer to that, you guys? Well, the answer is yes, and the answer is no, because you have to unpackage that. So I get my beef from Storm Valley Ranch up in Placerville, stormvalleyranch.com if you want to check out what they're doing. And I went up there with my kids, and my kids got to ride on their horses and throw the stick around to their dogs, and we got to yell, "Piggy, piggy, piggy," and all the pigs came running up the hill that hang out in a big mud bath eating healthy food in open air, and their health needs are cared for by the man who owns the property, and he does it kind of the old-fashioned way. It's not big industry. So those pigs are clean. I actually had a pork chop, and for those of you who don't eat meat, it is kind of strange when you're yelling piggy and you're playing with a cute little animal knowing one day he's going to be a pork chop, but what could you do? Anyhow, so that pork is good. There's no nitrites, it's all butchered in a healthy way, it's not handled excessively, and it goes right from the pasture to your freezer within a matter of days. Other pork products like hot dogs and salami and things that maybe contain nitrites and nitrates aren't so good. Those are toxic. It just depends what the piggies ate and how many drugs that they consumed, antibiotics and growth hormones, that kind of thing. So the answer is always yes and no. It just depends on the context. So anyhow, this is an opportunity. You guys, this email comes from me, and I actually field my own questions. So just hit reply to this and ask me a question. Concerns, what's on your mind, what's on your heart. If you have a health issue that you don't know if I can help you with, whether you've seen me or not, go ahead and ask. A lot of times you withhold things, not intentionally, but just thinking I'm not going to be the person to help give you good counsel on that. And a lot of times I'm not, but I'll refer you to somebody who is. So anyway, the basics. For me personally, I like to walk about 25 miles a week. I do well, obviously, when I don't eat sugar, when I don't eat gluten, mostly a vegetable plant-based diet with a little bit of real healthy grass-fed beef or organic eggs or wild salmon, lots of bean protein. That seems to do well for my body. And just stay away from the processed foods. Try to get 7 or 8 hours good sleep a night, and which I have a 4-month-old baby, so that's getting better and better, but definitely not getting 7 or 8 interrupted. Anyhow, so back to basics. These holidays were hard on people. I've never seen so many tragedies and unexpected financial disasters and health disasters, and I think this is just the ebb and flow of life, and we're in a tough season economically and physically and emotionally for people. A lot of the re-examinations I did, people actually lost lean body mass and gained fat mass, and they're more toxic. And these are people that really tried hard through the holidays, so I can't imagine if they weren't trying hard how bad those results would have been. And it's not because they did the wrong things. It's more a cause and effect of stress. stress really messes up our system. So I am clarifying my headspace, and my whole focus right now for this first part of the year is helping you identify and eliminate stress. And most of us are thinking of stress on the emotional well-being, you know, money and health and kids and bosses and employees and spouses and parents and rushing around, your hectic schedule. That's all emotional stress. But there's also structural, which is your posture, your old injuries, what you do for work. There's nutritional. Is your food depleted or is it full of live nutrients? There's toxins. There's allergies and sensitivities. Toxins from the environment. There's electromagnetic pollution, cell phones, internet, those kind of things. The fluorescent lights that are above me right now, casting this beautiful light on me. So there's lots of things we have to worry about. So my job is to help you identify which stresses are actually bothering you. Because some of these stresses your body can handle very well. It's the stresses that you can't handle very well that we care about, because those are going to wear down your system, eventually lead to too much fight or flight. You're going to stop digesting properly, you're going to stop sleeping properly, and next thing you know, you're in a practitioner's office with chronic pain and headache and 30 pounds of extra weight and no energy. Those are the kind of things we see typically. So just remember, you don't have to be symptomatic in your gut to have gut problems. You don't have to be up at night to have sleep problems. The first stages of those things are just not good quality, so you won't digest your food properly and get your nutrients, and you'll start to become a little malnourished. You won't sleep as deep, so you won't burn fat, and you won't be as fresh and vitalized as you should. And then the later stage, of course, is going to be insomnia and heartburn, constipation, and and then we see the weight gain and the chronic pain and all the liver stress. So anyway, back to basics. If you have any back to basic questions, please call me at the office, 933-0974. If you've never been in, and I'm happy to consult with you at no charge. For those of you who see me regularly, are you doing the basics? If not, let this be a reminder to do the basics. If you forgot what the basics are, just tell me, hey, what are the basics for me personally? Because I'm going to know your case and your file, because we all have kind of different basics. Some people need to walk 30 minutes a day, some people need to run for an hour a day, some people need to do weight training. Believe it or not, even though I have these hulking muscles popping out of this sweater right now, I don't need to do a lot of weight training. I do about 10 minutes a week of resistance training using a kettlebell or a dumbbell. And I do a lot of gentle aerobic walking. That's just what my body needs right now in my stage of life. I've had stages where I lift heavy weights, and I'll probably have stages in the future where I run miles and miles and miles. But right now, I'm a walker. And if I do the wrong exercise, I gain weight, I hurt, I wear myself out. Just like food, if I eat the wrong food. So what I'm trying to get to is, excuse me, we all have our home base, our back to basics. I'm dedicating this month to the next 30 days working with people to make sure we're covering the basics, so we're not doing any advanced techniques or therapies. So you're not spending money on fancy supplements and just programs and fads that are too complex. You can't skip the basics. So that's all I wanted to say today. I could have summed that all up in 30 seconds. If you don't do the basics, you're not going to get well or get results, whatever you're trying to accomplish. So do the basics. God bless you all. I hope you have a great day. Sorry I rambled for so long. Hopefully I made you laugh once or twice with the hulking muscle comment. And if you're still watching this, you should get some sort of bonus points or credit or something. Just tell me if you watch this all the way to the end so I could do something nice for you. Okay, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.